He was touching his.
I love running through black neighborhoods with my shirt off. I'm gonna steal all of your baby daddies.
Girl, it's bad out here. It's really bad. But one thing I have to say is, anytime I've dated a non-black man, like I've never had this.
So you really sat there and made this TikTok video for the clout, calling all of us black men broke. We're broke, we're homeless, and keep a job. Now I'm not gonna lie. There are some brothers that are like that. The ones in the fucking hood, may I presume. But there are brothers that are now like that. But you really got on this fucking app to really bash all black men. Like, honestly, did you really date all of them?
Many black feminazi women are angry at the black man is because the other races of women are not corroborating their narrative about you black men. These other races of women are able to say, no, black ladies, we don't agree with you. How are they saying this? By quietly marrying more black men with every generation that passes. Meanwhile, angry feminazi black women are being chosen by black men less and less and less with each generation.
Excuse me, but not excuse me. Let me ask you something, sis. Where did you get this answer from? Did you talk to 25 of us? Did you come in a room and say, hey sis, why y'all all mad at the black dudes? Or did you get this perspective from your husband? Is this the perspective coming from your husband? Or did you talk to at least 20 of black women to let us know, so you can figure out the real truth of why we upset with the black men in our community? And it's not all of them. So, in my opinion, I'm not digging this bash the black woman agenda. And I get on. You see how easily she get all these views? As soon as she bash a black girl, I get all these views. You got the Kevin Samuels out here. You got all these people out here bashing black women, and they out here getting on. That's an agenda, sis. Now I'm just seeing, once I keep scrolling and I see bullshit like this, it's like it's an agenda, because they're not sitting here talking to the women. They're telling a narrative from their own perspective, and she says she black Asian. The real reason why we mad at them is because we are in survival mode with them. You ain't never been in the gutter with them. You ain't never been in a situation that you have to be in your masculine energy. You ain't never been in that situation. So that's what, for number one, black women mad about black men, because we be in our masculine energy and they don't allow us to be in our feminine energy. Okay, so let's that be clear. So when they see a person that's black Asian, because at the end of the day he didn't see black, he seen your ass as Asian. Excuse me, but not excuse me. So guess what, sis? He said, I'm gonna come to you, treat you like a princess. When he look at a black female, he see his mother. So his mother was an example of strong. So when that comes up against another black female, he sees strong. When he see you, he see princess, soft. So he's allowing you to be in your feminine energy. So,
hi guys, I wanted to chat on something quick. Why is it that bashing black men has suddenly become so popular on Black YouTube? You know, I've been thinking about it a while, and if you look at the percentages, statistics, it shows you that basically 52% of black women are unmarried in their 50s. This creates a very good demographic that would probably want some content that explains why they're in this unmarried state. And so Black YouTube, especially the so-called Black women empowerment space, gives them an avenue to hear why they are not successful in gaining relationships. Now, if we go back to the fairy tales of all of them, Sleeping Beauty, Rapunzel, Snow White, it all led to a prince. It led to a prince rescuing a woman from some situation, and they lived happily ever after. Now, a lot of women grew up in a time, doesn't matter what time you grew up in, it could be way back when with I Love Lucy, Lucy and Ricky. You could go even further and you could look at Happy Days or the Brady Bunch, or you could even go, 90s, Friends and Seinfeld and all of that. And in all of those, it was the pursuit of a man and having that man, and that man, would be your person. And today, what a lot of women are finding is that men are either in three camps. I put them in three camps. One is they're in relationships and taken, so out of bounds, or they're focusing on their career or themselves and they're not really interested in having a long-term relationship, or three, they're just playing the field and they're not ready for commitment. And so they're looking for that fourth rail, which are guys who are looking for commitment. And those guys who are looking for commitment and in a good place looking for commitment, meaning they're physically fit, they have resources, those men are seeing that the market is wide open and that they are a hot commodity. And that doesn't bode well for a lot of women. And so they are now in this man bashing phase. And you look at some of the titles: Black Men Don't Deserve Your Submission. It's all of these titles basically amount to black men ain't ish. And that's not new. That's been around since, I think, the 1990s. But what does this do? It's like every day women come in for a fix to hear again why being unsuccessful at what they want is caused by a set of men who just won't commit. And so they're constantly creating new titles and they're constantly creating new content, but the subject is the same. The subject is the failure of black men to be the suitable men, to be the men who actually want these women. And the fact of the matter is, these women are faced with choices that, listen, there is no one knocking at the door to say, hey, I really like you. There's no one approaching them to say, hey, you know what, I would like to start a relationship with you. No, they're finding that men are basically wanting them for sex. And some of them are not even wanting them for sex. They're just manless and nobody wants them. And so this position is causing a big problem. And we're seeing in Black YouTube that it's providing these women with an outlet to be angry. And I'm not sure if that's bad. It's an outlet to be angry. But what people will understand is that 5-10 years later, you will be in a funk. You will be just constantly angry without any movement. Now, one thing I hope that everyone will reach to is that level up stage. The level up stage is where women start to look at themselves and say, am I the best version of myself? And you're not going to improve yourself for a black man. Improve yourself for yourself. And who cares if a white man, an Asian man, a Latin man, whoever comes across, but you have to improve yourself for you. And that's where I think a lot of women need to get to. And that involves going to the gym, starting an exercise routine, setting weight goals. Also, attitude. You gotta be nice to people. If your attitude is more angry, then trust me, you will not get a mate or you will not have good friends around. And it's simply just being a nice person. There's a lot of people who don't understand that men will actually discount an unattractive feature and say, hey, that's not important if a woman is really nice to him. And it's not only for men, it's also, gathering female friends, your support group, all of that. Just be nice to each other. Because in a lot of these channels, once the men are not there, leave them long enough on a panel and the women will start fighting with each other, because at the core, they're angry individuals and they always need someone to have words with. They always need a target. And so that's the problem. And so I would sum this up and saying, get yourself fit, get yourself into the best position. Start to read more and look at your attitude. Are you being nice? Are you being someone that someone can depend on? Are you slow to anger, but quick to praise and celebrate and compliment? Those are important things. Do you think others have a bad intention when they give you a compliment or they say something positive? Are you that person who's always trying to find the negative angle? That perception, that attitude is actually horrible. And so as women work on themselves, then they will start to get better results. And there's no man at the end of the tunnel. but being a better person, being an optimized person, you will benefit others. And I do believe in karma. The world will benefit you back. So I just wanted to leave you folks with this. Thank you guys.